boyfriend will either try to intimidate you or get his friends to intimidate you, okay? That's when you know that the situation is like this, okay? That's why I teach you that physical part. And you let it be known, not me. Okay? When they coming in there, no, you can't come in the house, let me call the police, matter of fact. Screaming and hollering at me. Walk up on me, pop them in the mouth. I know I tell you not to start the fights. Don't you do that, okay? But they coming at you crazy like that? Shut it down. Okay? Let it be known that you're not going to be intimidated. Okay? But expect it. Okay? And you still feel you can't handle it, it's not your fault. That person got trapped. If you feel you can't handle it, don't handle it. Call the police. Okay? Let the police handle it. Okay? Tell them everything you've seen and the change of the behavior of this person and why you think this person is in an abusive situation. There are actually organizations that are designed to help people get out of cults. You have to look them up on the internet. Like I said, the Not For Sale book actually has a list of organizations that work with that, okay? That will help people with that. Okay? And then 3, affect your plan. Get it done. You ain't got to let the person that's trying to control you or trying to control another person, you ain't got to let them know nothing. Once you get the person out of that situation, they come looking for you, let them know, hey, you know what? That's why we got the police here. You can't come to my house. Put a warrant out on that person. Or not a warrant, but a restraining order out on that person. Tell them, don't have it, but tell them, you know, you can put a restraining order on that person in your new apartment. They can't come within. And this is the reason why the relationship was abusive. He was abusive to my son. Okay. This person threatened me because I helped her. So I want to put a restraining order out on them. Paperwork. Document everything you say. Write it. I mean, literally write it down. On this day of such and such and such a time, my son said to me, he was supposed to go to the aquarium, or he was supposed to go to Kings Island. He usually loves to do that. But on this day, such and such a time, he started crying. When I said, so-and-so's going to take you, and he said, I wasn't going. Document it. Write it down. Take notes. Type it up. Write it up. And give your notes to a detective or to a person that in the police department that works with abusive relationships. Write it down. Document it. Give it to the court system. If you know an organization that deals with sex trafficking or that deals with vice, give that information to them. They act on it or they don't. When it's documented, if it goes to court, paperwork is documented, okay? And you can even say to the police department, the court system, I want to remain anonymous. You can say that, okay? But if you give them the documentation of dates and times and exact behavior, that's evidence, okay? Especially if you're in an abusive relationship and you're trying to get a restraining order. Be prepared to see that person that is abusive or whatever. Be prepared to see them go to court and go down. Don't be afraid of that. Okay? They might even have that lawyer try and call you, try and intimidate you. Don't let it happen. They can't sue you for being concerned. They'll make you think you can. They'll make you think that they can get you fired. They can't. Because then you can sue them for that false information. But you've got to have that mental strength. Protect yourself, protect your family, and in the case of trafficking, protect the community. But you always got to have your own mental awareness. Now I'm going to just talk about in general, okay? Always be willing to just learn something new. Part of my mental self-defense for me, Ron, I tell you, I just read books on different subjects for no dang reason. If I could get to a game show, I wish I could. With all the trivia information I have. Hopefully that one day I get that right trivia information and win that $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm waiting. Jeopardy. Yeah, Jeopardy. But you got to do that over a couple of days. You know. Now it's Drew is arrogant. So. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, but that's part of mental self-defense. Reading beyond what you have. Okay? get as much knowledge about life in the world as it is. You know, you're going for your next degree. Don't ever let nobody tell you you shouldn't be doing that. Because usually the guy that's telling you that you shouldn't be doing that, he ain't working on his stuff. He's afraid you're going to leave him because he thinks he's stupid. You wouldn't leave him just because he didn't have what you had as far as education-wise, sometimes financial-wise. So why should they hold you back? If anything, get on the train. Okay? Develop yourself beyond what you have. Read. Don't just watch TV for entertainment. That's my biggest thing right there. Okay? And that's very tough. Because like we all, at the end of the day, I want to be entertained. I got some 100-some-odd channels, don't even watch them all. Okay? But I always take an hour out to go to those news channels. Okay? And I don't look at just one news channel. I do the contrast. All right? This one seems to be conservative. This one seems to be far left. And this one seems to be central. I look at all three of them, and I contrast the information and make my own decision on what is being told to. Check them all out. Same thing with newspapers. Right? Now newspapers are on the internet now, so you ain't. I remember when newspapers used to be this wide and this thick. Now they're like this small because now they put all the information on the internet. Okay, paper now is too expensive because they can put everything on the internet. So all right, go ahead, get on the internet. Here's how you use your mental self-defense on the internet. Okay. If the place that you're going to get information on the internet says .com, com means commercial, advertising, sale. Okay? They're trying to get you to think one way for their benefit. Okay? EDU means education, and those are usually your universities, okay, or your local schools, okay, colleges and so forth. Organizations of self-improvement, stuff like that. Gov is government. G-O-V, that's government information. Okay? And again, contrast the information that you get. But if you know if it's commercial, you know what that's about. That's a sway you think a certain way. If it's EDU, it's supposed to educate you. Okay? And if it's Gov, it's supposed to be information about the government, but even with the government, it's a certain way that they want you to think or believe about the government or do things about the government. But now you can at least compare and contrast the information that you're getting. Okay? With children, it's even trickier. Okay? You want them to watch, it's okay to watch cartoons, but not all the time. And then it's a question of, is the cartoon he's watching, is it a cartoon that's educational? Is it a cartoon that's entertainment? Is it really an adult cartoon? Okay? A lot of people think it's cool to let their kids watch Family Guy. I mean, seriously, because Family Guy, when you first look at it, it looks like a kid's cartoon because it's so abstract. Okay? You know, it's not like manga, you know, where you can tell, all right, I know there's going to be some blood and cutting up and stuff like that. All right? They got that subtle adult humor that they can't understand. And they'll take that in because, well, mommy watches it. It must be okay. Okay? Now you got to talk to him about why I watch Family Guy, but more importantly, why he shouldn't emulate what he sees on Family Guy. Okay? He shouldn't emulate what he sees on American Dad. He shouldn't emulate what he sees on Bob's Burger. Okay? All right? You know, and it's very subtle. The reason why those things still come on TV, there used to be an old show back in my day called The Flintstones. Okay? And a lot of people thought, well, it was Flintstones by Hanna-Barbera, but the Flintstones didn't come on Saturday. It came on weekdays, and it came on around 6 or 8 o'clock. It was similar to the Honeymooners. Now, I don't know, some of y'all too old for the Honeymooners, but there used to be a guy called Jackie Gleason, and he had a wife, and one of the things he used to say to his wife, right, they get into an argument, and she would outsmart him and everything. He'd be like, one of these days, Alice, pow, to the moon. See, and so what he was saying was, I'm going to punch you. Okay? Now, he never did do it, but let's think about it for a minute. Isn't that kind of like a threat? The threat was that he would never do it, but he would say it, right? Because he was supposed to be so incapacitated by what she said, but he loved her so. But that's a mild threat. Now you have the Flintstones. This show emulated the Flintstones. Some people say it was deliberate. Other people say it was coincidence. But that was subtle. And so finally people say, well, let's see what else we can get away with. Let's see what else we can get away with. Until you come to this point where we have the cartoons now, like I said, American Dad, Family Guy, Bob's Burger, the Cleveland Show. Okay. I really hate the Cleveland Show for other reasons. All right. But the point is that he wants to watch the cartoon because it's a cartoon. He's used to watching cartoons. You got to explain it to him. At this age, he doesn't need to see it. Maybe when he's 13, 14, or whatever, and he can do that type of stuff, distinguish between the gray lines, and you can talk to him about it, cool. But then there's some other cartoons he can watch, not just for entertainment, all right? Have him watch public TV cartoons, the Wild Kratts, you know, the Super Wise and all that stuff, because he's got to get his education beyond what he's taught in school.